Hi everybody, back to fixing the irons again. We've gone about a year without any problems, so I picked this iron up off of eBay for parts basically, and it said it wasn't working because it was showing the no water light was flashing. So I assumed maybe it was the float sensor in the water tank wasn't registering. So we just banged the other one of our old tanks in, and it started working. I think what probably happened was in transit, a bit of scale might have got dislodged from where, if you look at my other videos, and I talk about the plunger that's in here, it's just on the little brass fitting which is on top of the tank. It must have dislodged a bit of scale in there, and then after using it a couple of times, that hole has got bunged up again. So I've just had it apart, and I did change the float switch, which is in the base here. So when this water float switch gets to the bottom, it activates the switch. But as I had it apart, I thought I'll change that in case that's faulty. When I had it apart, I thought, all right, I'll take that union off and see if this rubber, see what state it is behind that rubber. And when I took it off, I couldn't get that rubber off, which pointed to, let me show you how this works. So what you've got is you've got the black switch which is in there. This plunger sits inside that tube, and it's in the closed position, and when you turn it on, whenever this activates it needs water, there must be a magnet in there which pulls this back, which lets the water through, and that's the same for descaling, I think. But if that rubber and the hole that's behind it in there is blocked up with scale, it can't let the water through whether that's moving or not. So the thing to do is, that's inside there, you take the nut off of there, slide the switch off, and then there's a massive nut which is on there, undo that, take this off, and then you're left with this sticking out. So what you do is then you pull, more often than not, when you pull that silver piece, it comes off of the rubber, and you're left with this rubber stuck inside the union. So what you need to do is get your two smallest electrical screwdrivers and just carefully tease out the edge, and then it peels away. You can clean the back of that off, and you clean out the little hole that's in there. I use a little drill bit and just clean it out and scrape out as much scale as possible, and then reassemble it all. Obviously you're making sure the iron's cold and unplugged at this stage. Reassemble it all and see what happens. Now when I reassembled this and turned it on, we immediately heard the water going from the water tank over into the other tank, and the light on the back was saying it had water. So this iron is now working again. But then I've just noticed here, when you look in the, if you look in the holes in the base plate, it's all full of scale. So whoever had this iron was obviously using it without deionized water, and the scale, the lime scale, has just bunged everything up. So we'll probably have to soak the base plate in vinegar. My missus does that. She just sits it in a baking tray with a bit of vinegar, so it dissolves all of the scale in those holes, and then flushes it out, and then fires it out and blows the last bit of crap out. So if you get too much scale in there, it starts bleeding dirty water all over your washing. So this iron is back up and running. I think most of the problems do come from this thing being blocked, although we've got an iron there which, when you engage the switch, doesn't do anything. I've swapped the switch out, it still doesn't work. So I think it is possibly inside here. You've got a black one of these and a red one. I think the red one is faulty. So what I'm probably going to do is, when this one is cooled down, I'm going to nick the red one out of here and put it in there, and if that works, I know it's the red one. So I've got to try and get hold of one, which I'll probably do is buy another iron and use that for parts. So we've got 2 good irons running at the moment. Both of them need the base plate descaling. And I've got that one to fix. Okay, just make sure when you take that off, there's these little upstands. They sit on the 4 places that the screws go in. And it's really, when you lift that off, sometimes they come off with the body, drop to one side. Then when you put it back on, you think, oh, where did that come from? This one is out of that iron. Anyway, Morphy Richards, what a pile of crap. Bye.